Welcome to Transition to School, a guide to supporting educators. Families may experience emotions such as being excited, nervous, or feelings of uncertainty as they send their little one off to school for the first time. The Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice clearly state that educators have a responsibility to both families and communities. By building a relationship with families and colleagues, the needs and the best interests of the children are of highest priority. Educators can take the lead in supporting families. Let's begin. The first step is to assist families with completing and submitting the Tell Us About Your Child form. This form is provided by both school boards. Tell Us About Your Child forms. Let's take a closer look. The first page consists of up-to-date child and family information, diagnosis or concerns, and the name of the child's home school. All families are required to register their child at their home school. To determine the school, please check the appropriate board website. Pages 2 and 3 continue to gather child-specific information related to health, self-help, mobility, learning and play skills, fine motor, behavior, safety, and speech and language. Also included are community supports and contacts. The final page are additional community supports and contacts, also ending with a consent and disclosure form that must be completed, signed, and dated by the family. Prior to the family meeting, educators can ask families to bring important information, such as contact information for medical, community, and preschool supports. The more information provided is beneficial to school planning. Once completed, make copies and the family can send the originals to the appropriate Board of Education. The center's resource consultant can also participate and assist with this process. Families will receive an invite to the intake meeting. This invite will include the date, time, and location of the meeting. In-person meetings are held at the board offices and on occasion at the home school. The board may also offer online virtual meetings where families can log in or call in. The family can invite the educators, resource consultant, and any other person they wish to attend. The purpose of the meeting is to share information about the child. Once again, this is an opportunity for educators to take the lead in identifying, gathering, and sharing pertinent information. Save the date and plan on participating. Preparing for the school intake meeting. Both educators and family can consider the child's daily routine and begin to write down valuable information to share. The following are some things to consider. What are the child's favorite activities and interests? How do they manage transitions? And what strategies are being used? How does the child communicate? What comforts the child? What types of supports are required to make the school experience successful for the child? Educators can also encourage families to gather and share any additional reports they may have received from physicians and community supports. The school intake meeting is an opportunity for educators to support families. This is the time for educators to share their expertise as they showcase the child's strengths and advocate for their needs. The educator's role is to aid in the seamless transition from childcare to elementary school. A smooth transition to school is important to the well-being of both family and child.
Welcome to Part 2, Transition to Before and After School Programs. As registered early childhood educators, we follow the documents of How Does Learning Happen and the Code of Ethics. It clearly states that fostering good relationship with children and their families is the single most important priority for educators in the early years program. Also, working in partnership with children, families, and colleagues to create a safe, healthy, and inviting environment that promotes a sense of belonging, well being, and inclusion. Collaborating with community partners is also key for the success of the child. When we think of families and caregivers as a resource, we need to understand that families are of primary importance in children's development and well being, and that children are best understood in the context of their family, culture, and communities. We need to respect their privacy and maintain confidentiality. We need to have open, ongoing, and timely communication with them. We want to make sure we build rapport and partnership. Having families as partners will ensure the success of children in the before and after school programs. We want to make sure we create connection and rapport. As registered early childhood educators, it is important for you to know some useful information regarding the before and after school programs. Community Living Hamilton Special Needs Resourcing Team offers supports and services to licensed childcare providers, or LCCPs, and also before and after school programs by having assigned a resource consultant to each center. The resource consultants offer support and services to the teams in all the classrooms, regardless of children on the caseload. We also work closely with community partners, and we offer different services that those that are offered by the school during the school day. Like in any other program, we want to make sure that children that attend before and after feel included, that they belong, that they can express themselves, and that they're being looked after by the educators in the classroom. Over the years, we have encountered children that start daycare the same year as they're starting school. Like any other family and child, we want to make sure we welcome them into our environment. It is crucial to gather information to get to know the child better about what they like and what they don't like. We can also ask further questions to know more about the child, such as, are there any other services involved? Or is the child transferring from a different center? And maybe the child have had resource consultant services before. During this time, it is very important to meet the child where the child is at developmentally and follow their interests.